In this video, I'm going to show you how to use a database called SimplyAnalytics to really get pretty granular market research information about your local fitness market. So in this example, I'm looking at I've labeled this project Chattanooga Fitness Market Research, and what SimplyAnalytics has allowed me to do here, I'm going to show you here later in the video, is we are looking currently at the percentage of people who say they worked out from home by the location of particular gyms or fitness facilities, right? So we can kind of go in here and look at different fitness facilities by the location where people say they work out at home. We can also use SimplyAnalytics to look at comparison data. If we wanted to, we can go in and add additional places to look. But here we have percentage of people and comparing it to the national average who say they do yoga or who say they do weight training, that kind of stuff. Okay. You can also do a quick report in here for looking at just general demographic information and census information for the area. So this is going to be a little bit longer video than my usual videos because it's quite in depth, but I want to show you how to do this from the start. So here we go. So when you first get to SimplyAnalytics, you have the option of signing in with your account. If you haven't created an account before, you need to click on the Create an Account button here, okay? You can sign in as a guest, but the nice thing about creating an account is that it will remember what you're working on last, okay? Don't just simply try to log in with your Ohio email and your password, because it will not work if you have not created an account. And I don't use my Ohio password for this. I use another password. So when you do that, you'll get a confirmation email, so you may need to check your spam or clutter if you don't see it in your inbox, okay? So I'm going to sign in as me. And when I first sign in, you can kind of see it's actually showing the information that I first showed you at the beginning of this video, because it remembers what you're working on. That's the kind of the really cool thing about SimplyAnalytics if you create an account. So I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm just going to go in and let's go and manage this project. I'm just going to delete this project here. All right. And just start from the fresh start, okay? So if you go and when you first open up SimplyAnalytics, it wants you to create a new project, okay? So we can go in, it's location-based, so you need to go in and search for your location. I'm just going to do Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I will do Hamilton County, Tennessee, which is the county in which Chattanooga is located, and I may do the state of Tennessee as well, okay? And then we do next, and it wants to get you started with some basic variables. I like to choose population. I usually don't really care how old the houses are unless I'm doing something that's house specific. But I do sometimes like to look at, educational attainment, and maybe if you're looking at opening a fitness facility for an older population, you might be interested in that or not. So it likes to give you some variables to create your project to start with, okay? It automatically loads you into the map area, which is not really my preferred place to start. I'm actually going to go up here and click on comparison table. And what you can do is we are in the data tab here. Let's say we're interested in opening a yoga facility. We can go in and search for yoga. And you can see it pulls up some stuff here. So people who say they do yoga every chance they get, that's your kind of your hardcore yoga folks, or people who just simply participated, or people who say occasionally did it. So a little hint here, occasionally plus every chance I get equals everybody, okay? So so you can kind of choose what you want. So I'm just going to do number and percent here, and once you click out of there, it's going to show up in your list here, okay? I also like to go back in, and if you search for yoga again, you can see this right here is clickable. So this is the category in which this criteria or this variable is located, okay? So if we go and click here, it's going to open up the Simmons folder in which that area is located, okay? So if we can go through, we can see that there may be other things, like there's aerobics might be interesting to look at, okay? There's also, like stationary bicycle. We can't get stuff on Peloton specifically, but we can get information on percentage of people who ride a stationary bicycle in the area, okay? Because we're in sports, this is also covers like canoeing, kayaking, but maybe here's like fitness, walking. There'll be stuff in here on weight training. other things like that. Inline skating, side note, I do a little bit of inline skating, so just a fun fact about yours truly. Jogging, running, you can kind of look at that, right? So you can kind of go through and click the ones you want. I would also kind of show you here, while you're over here, look for different things that might be of use to you. So here is a physical fitness programs. And so if we click here, we can see, have you exercised regularly in the last 12 months? Yes or no, okay? There's also how many times a week do you do a physical fitness program? So you can choose one of those variables. You can also see, where do you work out at? So this is people who work out at home versus at a club or a gym, okay? So if we do that, now we've kind of built a nice table here that's comparing Chattanooga to the county, to the state, to the nation as a whole. So that's a pretty neat feature there, okay? Also, you can kind of see over on the right hand side, there's the quick report. Quick report basically just gives us basic demographic information for those areas, and can kind of compare things that way, okay? You can also, if you like one of the ones in here, you can click on it and you can add the variable to your project. So if you're like, I want to look at 75 to 84-year-olds, you click there. And so now if we go back to our comparison table, you're like, where did it go? It's not there. You can go up and click on View Actions, edit your view, and down here at the bottom, here is our view there. We click Done, and now it shows up there for you, okay? All right, finally, looking at a map. If we look at a map here, currently we're looking at Chattanooga, Tennessee by population. We can go up here and change this to maybe the percentage of people who like to do work out at home. So let's say percentage of people who say they like to work out at home. All right, so we do that. And I'm not really crazy about the color of this map, so I'm going to go over here and edit this. And I'm going to change this to a color. I'm just going to do, let's do purple. And you can also go in and click on the individual colors here and change it to whatever color you want to. So if you were doing a branding scheme, right, you have a brand color or brand logo, you could basically change the variable colors or the percentage colors to the color of your brand, which would be kind of a cool map that you can create for your PowerPoint slide deck, okay? I'm just going to leave it at purple for right now. I'm going to click Done here. All right, so now we're looking at the percentage of people who say they work out at home. You can kind of mess around with some of these numbers too. If you wanted to, you can edit here and change the breakpoints. So if we wanted to say, let's look at local quantiles, you can kind of see how it's going to change the colors a little bit different. It's going to change this category range here. So if you want a little bit more color variation in your map, you can kind of mess around over here on the left-hand side to kind of see how that works for you, okay? So one thing you can also do is, let's say we want to look at where other fitness facilities are located in Chattanooga. So we can go up here and click on locations. Click on businesses, all right? And I'm just going to click on use advanced search, all right? And I'm going to say NAICS code. We used NAICS code before in Emergent InSelect in a previous video in this series. And I'm just going to say starts with, and remember right here we can go and try to search for it, but in our previous video in Emergent InSelect we found that, and in BizMiner as well, we found that the industry is located in the arts, entertainment, and recreation area. All right, so if we click there, you can kind of scroll down and see that we're still going down, and it looks like here's other amusement and recreation industries, still getting more granular. And here is your fitness and recreation sports centers. Okay, so if we click there, all right, and now do a search, this is going to pinpoint on the map where these fitness facilities are located. Okay, so while we're in the map here, one thing you can do is you can export this map and you can save it as, as an image file, right? And you can actually add, move your legend around a little bit if you want to. So maybe we want the legend over here. You can go in and add a text label or add it, so if we want to call this Chattanooga gyms, okay. And we can go over here and change some of the other, stuff with the formatting and that sort of thing, right? and you can export this as an image file for your PowerPoint presentation. So it's a really cool feature to do. All right, so that's the map feature. Finally, you can click on these guys and get a list of where these locations are. If you zoom down to a particular area, you'll be able to see more of these by a more granular level. If you zoom in on the map over here on the left-hand side, you can also go over here on the side over here, and very similar to how we did in Merge and Intellect, is you can click on the businesses here and get a list of the businesses that are in your map there. So it's a really cool way to get a list of competitors in your area. So these are some of the key ways that you can use SimplyAnalytics for your physical fitness project, for your cluster project. So hopefully this helps. It's a little bit longer video, but it's a great tool to analyze your local market.